What's up, YouTube, man? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, man, this is what we do, man. We break down scary, creepy TikToks, man. TikToks that we give you chills, make you question the reality, raise your vibrations, anything and everything you can find right here on this channel. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the support y'all been showing over the past couple of days. Like I said, my goal this month is I want to hit 1,000 subscribers, man. I know that seems like a big number, but I feel like we can do it. So, got a good one for you guys today. Let's dive on in.
I was murdered on a Facebook live stream. For no reason. This is my story. I am a 74-year-old man by the name of Robert Godwin. After making my way home after spending some time with my family on Easter, I was approached by a strange man. This man had recently gone bankrupt. This man and his wife had recently divorced. This man had lost everything on gambling. He had lost everything and was ready to make me lose everything. He came up to me with a camera pointed on my face. He told me to repeat the name Joylyn after him. I did do it, but I was very confused. He then said, "Joylyn is the reason you're dying today," and then he just shot me. My lifeless body was shared all over the internet, and the video the killer took is still being shared till today. My murderer took his own life just before getting caught by the police.
Our dad.
It's crazy, bro. Cause to show you, man, like how one bad day, man, it can push somebody over the edge and make them do like evil and horrific acts, man. Like imagine this ain't you're gonna say repeat the name and that's the reason why you're freaking you're gonna be gone today, bro. And you just looking confused like what the heck's going on, man? Tell me what you guys think about that case down below.
Dad forgave our mom for strangling us. Hi, we are Cora, 5 years old, Dawson, 3 years old, and Callan, 7 months old. Our mom, Lindsay Clancy, was a midwife at the Massachusetts General Hospital. Her friends described her as the mom everyone wanted to be. She was very caring, she was the best mom ever. But on January the 24th, 2023, a nightmare began. Our dad, Patrick Clancy, was asked by Mom to pick up some takeout food. When he came back home, he found Mom in the backyard. She had jumped out of the window and had wounds on her wrists and neck. He called 911 and asked Mom where we were, at which she replied, "In the basement." To his horror, he found us 3 lying face down on the floor with exercise bands tied around our necks. He frantically removed the bands from around our necks and begged us to breath. The 911 callers could hear him yelling on the phone. Tragically, we never made it out alive. In a statement on a GoFundMe page, Dad said he forgave Mom and asked others to do the same. Mom is paralyzed from the waist down and is receiving treatment at the hospital. Her next court date has been postponed to July the 25th. The defense attorney says that Mom was being treated for anxiety and postpartum illness following Callan's birth last May with up to 13 psychiatric medications that may have caused her to have suicidal and homicidal thoughts and suffer a psychotic break. She was over-medicated and became like a zombie. Whilst the prosecutor says that all of this was pre-planned. What are your thoughts on this?
10 of
Did she pre-planned that, or did she gonna try to use the insanity plea, man? Like, just imagine if you can horror that husband walked in on, man. All 3 of his babies just lying on the freaking floor, bro. And to have to strength, and they said that he forgave the mother for that horrific act she did, man. And she tried to end it all too after she did that freaking evil act to her own kids. He was so young too, man. Tell me in the comment section down below, guys. Would you guys be able to forgive the mom, bro? That's a hard case, man. Gave me chills, bro. You guys know the drill.
possible breakthrough in the missing persons case of the Bradley sisters, last seen in their Bronzeville home in 2001. Tonight, a woman in Texas claims to be Diamond Bradley, who was just 3 years old when she disappeared. CBS 2's Jermont Terry spoke to the Bradley sisters' great aunt, who is hopeful tonight. Jermont.
Erica, tonight the Bradley family tells us that the woman claiming to be Diamond did take a DNA test, and that will ultimately determine if she is who she claims to be. Now, the girl's aunt, great aunt, says that they've been down this road many times before, but there is something different about this new claim. In July 2001, Chicago police searched rail crossings, hundreds of abandoned buildings, and alleyways for Tianda and Diamond Bradley. The Bradley girls vanished out of their mother's third-floor apartment near 35th and College Grove after being left alone. It was the largest search effort in Chicago's history. Yet 10-year-old Tianda and 3-year-old Diamond were never found.
I got to see this video. I'm looking at this video like, what is this?
The girl's great aunt, Shalia Bradley Smith, is speaking of a 20-second TikTok video.
This is Diamond Bradley. Can I see your scar?
Where someone in Texas was claiming she was Diamond, the youngest of the Bradley sisters. When the woman contacted the aunt, there was hesitation.
Look, I'm not the police. Call the police.
Over the years, listen to how many people have claimed to be the girls.
We've had about 12, but
it.
easily dismissible.
But the young lady making this claim did something no one else has ever done in nearly 22 years.
I've never known or experienced somebody so eager to tear down the doors of the FBI to prove who they are. So that gives me a different dynamic of hope.
Shalea says Chicago FBI agents contacted her and informed her they took a DNA test and fingerprints from the woman.
The DNA shall tell the truth.
The young lady told the aunt she can't recall much, including the whereabouts of the oldest sister, Tianda.
She said, well, I kind of remember her, but I remember we were in a car. Then one day I woke up once they got us to the place where we were or wherever we was living. She said, I never seen her again.
As the family waits for DNA results, the aunt is comforted knowing Chicago waits just as anxiously to bring the Bradley sisters home.
Especially Chicago has embraced these girls, and they have not
Everybody
forgotten.
waiting.
And I thank them. I thank everybody.
Now, the woman told the aunt that she recently escaped from whoever was holding her against her will. At the time that 3-year-old Diamond disappeared, she had a scar on her forehead from an injury. This woman has a similar scar in the same area. We did reach out to the FBI, but they are not commenting on this ongoing investigation. Reporting live in the control room tonight, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News. Erica?
All right.
Crazy, bro. I'm gonna have to freaking do some follow research on that to confirm if that was her or not, man. But just imagine, like, the sister and the younger sister, man, they just got snatched and nobody's seen it, bro. That's like very, very scary, man. That's why I always say, man, these videos, you gotta be aware of your surroundings, bro. But they couldn't find the oldest sister, man. So far as like only the youngest sister was found, man. Need to figure out what happened to the oldest sister, bro. Crazy, man. Tell what you guys think, man. The kids down below, man. I gotta do is a follow up on that, man, to confirm whether it was her or not, bro. It's just in case. Pink pajamas. Oh. That would determine the area she's in once they find her pajamas. It don't look like they found something. Hmm.
It's being reported that there is one very specific thing that police are now searching for in relation to the Madeleine McCann case. In an unexpected turn of events, police are now searching a reservoir in Portugal near where Madeleine went missing, and it's been reported that there is one very specific thing that they are looking for. The Times reports that the key focus of this investigation is to try and locate the pink pyjamas that Madeleine was wearing on the night she went missing. In 2007, on the night Madeleine disappeared, her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, put her to bed wearing this very specific ER pair of M&S pyjamas. Police are now understood to be searching for these pyjamas or any other fragments of clothing or rags. 45-year-old Christian Bruckner still remains the key suspect in this case, and police are understood to have received tip-offs that he has visited this reservoir.
How accurate are reconstruction photos of unidentified bodies? Sometimes when a body is found in a condition that can't be identified, they'll build these 3D models just based on the remains they have. So today I'm going to tell you a story and we're going to see. This is the reconstruction model of Debbie Deer Creek, a body that was found in 1984 in Deer Creek, Montana. When she was found, it was Christmas Eve, and basically a wildlife photographer just saw her leg protruding from the snow. It was believed that she was a late teen, but could be as old as 30, but there were no missing reports of women that age in the area. And she remained unidentified until 2006 when DNA evidence proved that she was Marcy Bachman. She was a teen runaway who was a victim of Wayne Nance, a serial killer that operated in Montana in the 70s and 80s. This photo is actually of the two of them, and police had this photo, but someone had called in a false tip saying that they saw her in Seattle, so when police found this photo, they assumed she was alive and didn't think that she was one of his victims. When she was found, her face was completely unrecognizable, but you can see here, without any information to go on, they still made a model that looked somewhat like her. What do you think?
That's freaking creepy, bro. But it got the case solved, man. It goes to show you, man, like how freaking one incident, but they looked over that picture, man, and they threw off the case, and it took them that long for them to finally identify her, man. That's like, always gotta go over all those details, man, in those cases, man, because you never know which one it can be to solve that case, bro. Crazy, man. You guys know the drill.
She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah, how old was the baby?
I don't know, it's full term.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
So this 19-year-old lady was in a hospital. She gives birth in the restroom and throws her baby in the trash can, tries to hide it, and it dies in the process. While what this woman did was truly evil, something that's equally as evil is the damn comment section of this video. This crazy chick says, "This is the consequence of forced birthing. That poor, poor girl." And no, this woman didn't end there. Literally half of her profile is videos of her defending herself to the barrage of comments of people telling her she's terrible.
You forced birthers are actually fucking insane.
Here's another one. Y'all are showing zero compassion to the girl. None of y'all know what she was thinking or dealing with. I don't give a shit what she was thinking or dealing with. She threw a full-term baby into a trash can and tried to hide it. Someone said, literally, this deserves such a harsh punishment. And then someone replies to her, it literally doesn't. And then she says, okay, if someone kills you, it doesn't deserve a harsh punishment. And they said, I'm a grown-ass woman, not a 5-second fetus.
I was a soldier who cooked my girlfriend in our...
That was pretty heartless. Dang, man. Shows you when freaking tragic situations happens, you know, people have different opinions on it. Some people gonna agree, and some people gonna disagree, man. There's never gonna be like a true, just equal hand to hand. But man, bro, those comments, I guess it was showing people how they felt about that freaking case of the act of what she did. Some people thought that she didn't deserve a punishment. Some people did. Tell me what you guys think about that case down below, man. I can't believe that freaking full-term baby, man, passed away, bro. It's crazy.
Apartment above a voodoo shop, ate her, and then jumped to my death. The detectives would find her charred head in a pot. Her legs and feet were in pans. The rest of her body was in rubbish bags in the fridge at the apartment we had in New Orleans, Louisiana. In my 20s, I had served in Afghanistan and Iraq. You could say I was proud and bitter about the experience. Then in the middle of Hurricane Katrina, Addie had given me shelter. That's where we fell in love. Over time, my past would catch up to me and have caused me great depression. Addie had accused me of cheating on her and I snapped. I strangled her out of rage and watched her life leave her eyes. I scared myself not by the action of calmly strangling the woman I'd loved for 1.5 years. I then dismembered her body and seasoned her pretty well. After I did my deed, I walked over to the Omni Hotel and had one last drink before jumping off of a roof. The cops would find my suicide note in my pocket that led them to my girlfriend. The stove I used to cook and eat her is now on display at the Bloody Mary New Orleans Haunted Museum.
I don't know what my mama did to you. I really don't.
34-year-old was the mom of a teenage girl and had a reliable, stable career. Her close friends and family praised her for being a dedicated mother and described her as a genuine person. July had been dating her boyfriend, Jim Ladner, for 2 years. Both were residents of Warren. On January 13, 2017, at about 7:30 a.m., tragedy struck just as she was preparing to leave the residence they both shared. Only a few minutes later, a panicked Jim phoned 911 to report finding July shot outside of their residence. When the police arrived, they found July lying in a pool of blood near her vehicle. She had sustained many gunshot wounds, some to her body and one to her head. 9mm handgun was determined to be the weapon used. July was raced to the hospital, but she eventually passed away. Authorities questioned Jim about his whereabouts since he was the one who discovered his girlfriend July injured. Jim had a history of criminal activity that included time spent in jail for drug-related offenses. Jim said that he emerged from the residence after hearing the sound of the gunshots. He saw a guy wearing a hoodie and sprinting away from the scene of the crime at the time.
Questions need answering tonight in the killing of an Oak Park woman outside a home. July Johnson, just 34 years old, was found lying on her boyfriend's front lawn.
Police say she was just sitting in her car when someone opened fire. It happened in the Heritage Village subdivision near 13 Mile and Mound.
So many friends and family heartbroken right now because of this. Just got an update. This is being called a murder mystery right here in Warren. Questions being asked. Who would know that this beautiful 34-year-old would be here overnight with her boyfriend at his condo? Who would know exactly what time she was walking out the front door to go to her car? Now, I did speak to her mother tonight. You have to listen very closely. She is very soft-spoken, but she's heartbroken. Her daughter is gone.
In Warren, July Johnson, just 34 years old, was found lying on her boyfriend's front lawn.
Police say she was just sitting in her car when someone opened fire. It happened in the Heritage Village subdivision near 13 Mile and Mound.
So many friends and family heartbroken right now because of this. Just got an update. This is being called a murder mystery right here in Warren. Questions being asked. Who would know that this beautiful 34-year-old would be here overnight with her boyfriend at his condo? Who would know exactly what time she was walking out the front door to go to her car? I did speak to her mother tonight. You have to listen very closely. She is very soft-spoken, but she's heartbroken. Her daughter is gone.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Words can't describe the pain that the mother of July Johnson is going through. The 34-year-old visits her mother in Oak Park each and every day. Last night, Johnson was with her mother. It was her mother's birthday.
She brought me what I wanted, a bottle of perfume.
The last words she got to say to her beautiful daughter.
I just told her, I said, thank you so much for my birthday present. And I love you.
At 7:33 this morning, July Johnson's mother got a call from Johnson's boyfriend of 2 years.
And he says, Miss Johnson, July got shot.
Police tell us July Johnson was found lying on the boyfriend's front lawn. She had been shot multiple times with a semi-automatic handgun. Johnson was rushed to the hospital where she died. The boyfriend telling police he saw the gunman running away. Canines were used to find a track, but no track was found.
He heard her say, oh God. And he said he saw a boy running down the street with a hoodie on.
Her mother suspected something was going on with her daughter, but her daughter didn't want her to worry, so she never talked about what might have been troubling her.
I knew my daughter was not happy. I know that. I'm a mother.
With the boyfriend?
back here live. She says, I'm a mother. I know something was wrong here, but so many questions remain tonight. The boyfriend questioned for a while today. He was released. Investigators telling me at this hour they have absolutely no suspects in this killing.
Authorities were convinced that Jim was not involved in the murder of this girlfriend, and he was eliminated as a suspect. On the other hand, his phone records led to the possible identification of a suspect. It was Jim's former girlfriend and the mother of his 2 children, Marcy Griffin, who police suspected was involved in July's murder. Jim and Marcy, who was 46 at the time, exchanged texts in which Marcy had made a number of offensive comments about July. In addition, a close friend or family member of July informed the authorities that Marcy had been following July for the better part of 2 years. Nevertheless, there was no tangible evidence that directly linked Marcy to the crime. Therefore, the authorities resumed their investigation into the matter. They were able to discover that Marcy had a boyfriend, George Ryder, who was 58 at the time, by going through her phone records. As time went on, it became clearer that Marcy, George, and another individual were involved in a criminal plot. Eric Gibson, a friend of George's, was linked to the murder by physical evidence. Investigators discovered the DNA extracted from the murder weapon and a pair of work gloves that were discovered nearby the scene of the crime matched that of Eric, who was 24 at the time. The murder weapon was later located in the neighborhood of the crime scene. Eric resided in a home that was owned by George. A vehicle that the police suspected was driven by George was seen parked in the lot of the neighboring gym on surveillance video taken from a nearby gym. The footage was taken some time before the murder. Then, Eric exited the truck, traveled to July's residence, where he ultimately ended her life, and then returned to the vehicle. George's mobile phone indicated that he was in the general region of the crime scene at the time that it took place. Additionally, references to the murder were made in text conversations sent between Marcy and George. The investigators came to the conclusion that Marcy was the mastermind behind the crime, and that she had sought George for his assistance in murdering July. George was the one who directed Eric to carry out the murder. It was speculated that Marcy's envy about Jim's relationship with July was the driving force for her actions.
Well, Glenda and Carolyn, investigators say this really was a whodunit kind of case, and thanks to good police work, they say they are confident that the killers are behind bars.
You are Marcy Tashone Griffin, is that correct?
Marcy Griffin is the woman police believe was the mastermind behind the murder of July Johnson. Investigators say Griffin used to date Johnson's boyfriend and had expressed hatred towards her. That's why they believe Griffin enlisted the help of her current boyfriend, George Ryder, and another man to murder Johnson back on January 13th. Johnson, a 34-year-old single mom, was on her way to work when she was shot in the forehead and torso and killed.
It's not just a random act. There was an orchestrated plan that, from what we can tell, was put together pretty elaborately, and it took a lot of work to sort out all the pieces and come to a resolution.
This has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I haven't heard my daughter's voice in 40 days, and I'm used to talking to her. I'm used to seeing her. I am so thankful to God that they have arrested the people that were responsible for taking my child from me.
Ms. Johnson went on to say a big thank you to all the police and investigators who worked on this case. As for those suspects, all 3 of them are charged with first-degree premeditated murder. Marcy Griffin, and George Ryder, her current boyfriend, are being held without bond. The other suspect, the suspected gunman, Eric Gibson, is being held in Wayne County on an unrelated charge.
In June of 2019, a jury convicted all 3 of them guilty of murder, and the first is still being held in the Macomb Correctional Facility in Lenox, which is located in the state of Michigan. Regarding George, he is now spending his time at the Saginaw Correctional Facility in Freeland, which is located in the state of Michigan. Marcy is still doing her time at the Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility, which is located in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Jealousy played a major role in July Johnson's murder. July and Jim Terrell Ladner had settled into a happy relationship, and Jim's ex Marcy couldn't handle it. So she decided she would end July's life and take a mother away from her teenage daughter. Her selfish criminal act caused July's friends and family an unimaginable amount of pain.
For their afternoon newscast. All right, so here...
That was freaking crazy, bro. All the twists and turns in that case, man. How the jealous girlfriend, she set up the whole thing, man. It goes to show you, man, how jealousy and envy, bro. It can warp somebody's mind, man. Make them do the unthinkable, bro. That case, bro. Twist turns everywhere, man. Tell me what you guys think, bro, down below.
We see some family members. Jennifer, who do you recognize here?
Well, I have to get on my glasses to answer that question.
There is that is Kaylee's sister.
Yes,
and
the
her baby.
Gonzalez's are here.
Yes, these are the Gonzalez's.
And his attorney. And then you also see, well, both Gonzalez's are there. His attorney is in the background. And then, of course, his sister. I would believe that is entirely Gonzalez family and friends.
1 minute ago, Brian Empton tweeting, Brian Koberger just entered the courtroom. Still no tweet from Brian signifying that Judge has entered the courtroom yet for the arraignment to officially begin. Once, of course, he enters the courtroom, that will signify the beginning of the arraignment. Again, the arraignment is going to be a formal presentation of the charges from the indictment, and then, of course, Brian Koberger is expected to enter a plea of not guilty. But we'll, of course, follow this in real time on Twitter, and then the moment that we're allowed to give you the video from inside and transmit the video from inside the courtroom, we will do so here live. As you see some people making it up the stairs and into the Latah County courtroom. This is believed to be in the last hour at some point. Again, this is courtesy of our friends at News Nation.
A British YouTuber / TikToker is in police custody after a series of his disturbing pranks went viral. @Madman Mizzy had over 200,000 followers on TikTok and roughly 40,000 subscribers on YouTube before both accounts got banned. In this recent video, the 18-year-old filmed himself walking up to a random elderly woman in a park. Then he picks up her dog and runs off with it. Another series of pranks is the Do You Wanna Die prank, where Mizzy and his friends walk up to strangers and keep asking repeatedly, do you want to die, do you want to die, and sometimes chase them. And one of the most concerning of all was walking into random people's houses. This family asked Mizzy and his friends to leave, saying that they have children in the house. Mizzy pulled this prank at least one other time, but he ended up running out before the family noticed. And these are just a few of dozens of videos showing Mizzy just harassing strangers. According to The Independent, Mizzy was previously arrested back in January for harassing Jewish people. For that, Mizzy said he pleaded not guilty to criminal damage. Hours ago, Mizzy's friends filmed him being taken away by police. As of now, it's unknown what charges he faces, if any.
Yeah. It goes to show you, man, freaking Mizzy, bro, was doing anything for those likes and views on TikTok, man. How can you walk into just like a freaking random person home, bro? You're lucky something didn't happen to him, because, man, you know, some people, bro, they have something to protect themselves with, and you walk into random people's houses, man, that's a way to get hurt, bro. But he got banned off TikTok and off YouTube, so I don't know, we haven't heard anything about him again, so that's freaking mind-blowing, man. That's something people would do, bro, for the likes. Yeah, I know what to do.
Idaho suspect allegedly stalked another female student months before the massacre. I'm going to do something I usually don't do and talk about speculation and rumor. Dayline reported a female college student said that her house was ransacked. She said that nothing was stolen. If I were betting, I would say something was stolen that she wouldn't notice, but was personal, like underwear. The Idaho suspect used to work in security. She asked him to install security cameras in her home. Later, someone reported that he could view her inside her home, which is probably how he set it up. The media has already drawn several parallels between BTK and this guy. BTK also installed security systems. BTK stands for Bind, Torture, Kill. You'll find that in real detective work, there are few coincidences, and certainly not more than one. While the suspect was getting his master's degree, he studied under Dr. Kathleen Ramsland. She's interviewed BTK at length, and a year ago, I cited her on my podcast when I was talking about BTK. That's over on the tube if you want to listen to it. With very dark sexual fantasies, BTK would steal women's underwear. He also collected their IDs as trophies. When they did one of the search warrants on the Idaho suspect, several IDs were listed. Just before the murders and close to the house, a female student called the police to report that her car had been ransacked, and her underwear was stuffed in her cup holder. As a street cop, you'd probably write this up as a homeless person or a prank. You might not even do a report, but it could be a major signal. In one of his interviews, BTK said that he would do something called cubing. You and I would probably call that compartmentalizing. For example, as a cop, I can see horrible things, but I can compartmentalize that and come home and be a good dad. I think we're going to find out the Idaho suspect can do the same thing, but to an extreme. When they put out the description of the vehicle, his own sister said he could be a suspect. Allegedly. Usually it takes a lot to convince a family member that somebody's capable of such a heinous crime. So that tells me there's probably something in their past. And several of his siblings work in mental health. I said before, I think there's a mountain of evidence they haven't released yet. And it's going to be stuff that he missed, because he's never been a cop. He's just studied criminology. Like when he cleaned out his car, he cleaned what he could see. But do you think he cleaned the seatbelt after he took it off and it rolled back up into the frame? When BTK was arrested and they did a search warrant, they had a treasure trove of all of his collections. Even journaling for thoughts on the killings. And he used to draw bound women. That's another thing they have in common, the disdain for women. I'm guessing they found a massive amount of digital evidence. BTK confessed and pled guilty. We'll see what happens with this one.
It's freaking crazy, bro. Like I said, even he said it. It's like the small things, man, that people, they freaking miss or something that can, like, they can solve a case like that, man. That's crazy, bro. We got caught in the end, man. Oof. That's just crazy, bro.
Hi, this is 911. Yes. What's going on there? Please help me. Okay, what's going on there? My baby won't calm down. Yes. Okay, what's going on there?
Yes, we need an ambulance immediately for two babies.
What's going on with the babies?
They're bleeding right now. We need an ambulance immediately.
Where are they bleeding from?
The neck. We need an ambulance.
My partner is talking to them. Why are they bleeding? What happened to them?
I'm not sure. Send the ambulance immediately.
Okay. I don't want them to die. I don't want them to die.
Shit.
Oh my God, something is so wrong there.
The dispatcher knows. She wrong for something. What's that car doubling back? Yeah, I saw that in the end, man. That car was like it was parked there, like it was waiting for something. She was definitely running for something. She made it, man. Freaking, like I said, it's scary, bro. We always have to be aware of our surroundings, man. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Like I said, guys, in order for us to grow, man, I need you guys to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man, so we can hit this algorithm, man. We could grow even faster. Like I said, also tell me in the comment section down below, guys, what do you guys want to name my community. I'm trying to have a name for us by the end of the month, so I really appreciate the all the ideas. You guys, I'm catching the next one, man. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.